ANC's National Executive Committee is preparing to hold a special meeting today to discuss President Cyril Ramaphosa's Phala Phala report. This follows the recommendations by an independent panel headed by the former Chief Justice, that's Sandile Ngcobo. According to the report, Ramaphosa has a case to answer in his handling of the Phala Phala farm matter. These developments come as the party is preparing to hold its 55th elective conference in a few weeks' time, and this will be here in Johannesburg, Nasrec to be exact. The ANC's national chairperson, Gwede Mantashe, is joining us in studio now to talk to us about various issues that concern the party, but including the government. Mr. Mantashe, thank you very much for your time.
Good morning, Gwede.
Let's quickly get this out of the way. That meeting of the NEC, what time does it start this afternoon?
2 o'clock was started.
All right. Were you among the officials that the president would have spoken to on the back of the panel report, and give us a sense of what his thinking or where his thinking is right now?
We didn't have a formal meeting of officials to discuss it. But what we said when the report came out, let's have a quick National Executive Committee, the highest decision-making structure of the ANC between conferences, to discuss the report. And the reason for that is we wanted to take the report out of the rumor mill in society and discuss it, express views, take formal decisions.
The understanding, or at least the reporting, is that the president is thinking of resigning. Is that indeed true?
No. My assumption is that, I think I know President Ramaphosa for quite some time now. One of the things he hates is to get into a noisy space. He would easily take that decision. But the decision to give the report space to be interrogated, to be tested, is the most correct one. Because if you assume anything without testing it, I'm one of the people who believe that if you are accused, the right to defend that space, take that report on review, I believe in that. If that happens, I'll be comfortable with that.
If you are suggesting what I think you are suggesting, let me put it as a direct question. Is the president intending to take this report on judicial review that's premised on the assumption that he is staying in office?
No. My own view is that the most premature decision would be for President Ramaphosa to just step down prematurely without a due process. When we took the resolution on step aside, which is the most abused and the most vulgarized resolution of the ANC, we said when a person is charged, let that person be step aside. Now that report of the panel, that's why it doesn't use the word should or have to. It uses the word may, because it knows that it cannot take a decision of finding the president guilty or not. Therefore, it only opens the way for the parliament to start a process to interrogate that space. And I think that space must be created.
And so what I'm getting from you, again, I'm still stuck on this question around what the president is thinking of doing. And so what I'm getting from you is that there is no truth to reports that suggest that President Ramaphosa is on his way out.
People who make that suggestion, they are making an assumption knowing the sensitivity of the president to a noisy space. But the issue at play now is that we're going to the NEC, we'll table that report, and my own view as Gwede, I don't think he must just step out and leave now. He must allow the process to take its course and take a decision.
How likely is he to survive that NEC meeting? You've already heard a number of voices who are now ratcheting up that tone to say, President, step aside. Is he likely to survive the meeting?
I've listened to those voices. Actually, it's the same people who have been saying that for more than 2 years now. So it's not new. when it comes to this from the same people. When we go to the NSC, we'll be more likely to hear voices that are fresh on the issue. Those people who stand up and say, go now, go now, they've been saying that for 2 years. And actually, they never accepted the outcome of the 54th National Conference. They always thought that he must go anytime. So it's another opportunity for them. We'll listen to them, but there will be discussion in the NSC.
Earlier in the week, Mr. Mantashe, you remarked that the ANC could have handled the Phala Phala saga a little bit better. Expand on that, please.
Now, the ANC, the reality is that the ANC sometimes assumes the responsibility of absorbing things that should go to judicial processes to itself. And in the process, it gets hurt. To get my point, you have the Phala Phala issue. It is in the parliamentary process. It is in the governor of the Reserve Bank. It was SARS. It's with everybody. But the ANC sometimes take a shortcut and want to absorb that to itself. And in the process, it gets hurt because it is not the competent body to do that investigation. The ANC must listen to investigation. Outcomes of those investigations must inform the decision of the ANC.
If that's your view, then it means you're going against the suggestion by former President Thabo Mbeki that the ANC should have been seized with discussions on this matter the moment that there were suggestions that it was either going to be investigated by law enforcement, including Parliament, because the emergency meetings that are taking place now perhaps are an indicator that the party itself was flat-footed.
No, the ANC must call a meeting now because there's a report out. Therefore, when there's a report out, there's a basis for discussion. And therefore say the way forward is as follows, following a report. But to just come out of the blue and say, the ANC must have a meeting, discuss this thing, is because we want to do something that we're not having the competence to do. We're not an investigating body. We're a political party. The only crisis that we must manage is that factions in the ANC get agitated, want to be on each other's throat. They attack each other all the time. That is what we must deal with, not the report. The Phala Phala report must be investigated properly, and the ANC must take a decision on the basis of outcome of reports.
You're not suggesting in any way, Mr. Mantashe, that President Mbeki could potentially be sitting on a particular faction when he made that remark that the ANC should have discussed this, because if that's what you're saying, then that's something completely different.
He's a retired president of the ANC. He can make any suggestion. One of the rights he has, that's why he goes to the NSC, he attends the NSC, is to tell the NSC right there, why is it important to discuss the issue. And the NSC members will be able to explain that there are reports that must come out that must inform a decision we must take.
One other element on this that I'm picking up from you is that you're saying if this matter had been discussed beforehand, as President Mbeki suggested, factions in the ANC would have used it for political brinkmanship. Is that the understanding?
That's what you see now when you interview them. He must go now, he must go now. Others say we must not go anywhere, and so forth. That shows the polarized situation within the party itself. Actually, the Phala Phala situation has been an issue for very difficult discussion in the ANC, more than anywhere else. But the right position for the ANC is to get these reports, on the basis of the reports, take a decision.
What's the party's position on suggestions that if the president does go prematurely, which is what you would be against, this will quicken the decline of the ANC?
It may be true. In the latest survey, the president was 68% and the party was 60%, meaning that he is an asset to the ANC. He is not a liability.
If he's an asset to the ANC, is the party not worried that if indeed he does stay,